So I got a direct call from a king in a village. I do not want to mention now for privacy reasons. This village is located in the west, here in Nigeria. When this man called and introduced himself as a king, I was filled with shock. He said he had gotten my number from his 23-year-old daughter, who spoke so much about me, and he wanted to see me himself. I asked him if there was any problem. He said no. Speed, I just want to see this man my daughter talks so much about. She reads your stories and I am moved to see you. I hear you possess some rare powers that are unseen. She tells me you have the power to see the unseen and hear the unheard. I told him he was right. But is that the reason you want to see me, sir? No. I just want to meet with you. And also, I want my daughter, who will be 24 years old soon, to meet you on her birthday. He was a king and a respectable one too. So I obliged. A date was fixed for me to travel. The hotel was booked. I was told that I would spend a night in the king's house on the day of his daughter's birthday before leaving. I accepted. I called my family members to break the news to them. I told them that a reputable king in Nigeria had called me to his home, and he wants his family to meet me. Everyone was happy. A week I was to travel. I had a weird dream. In my dream, I saw 3 demons with long teeth that curved out. Their skin was as black as that of a burnt cow. Thick red blood kept dripping from their mouth. These demons were feasting on a table, and I was amongst them. I was sitting at the table with a bowl of food in front of me. Just as I was about to eat, I woke up. Fear filled me as I remembered the scary look of the demons. That week I left to honor the king's invitation. I arrived at the king's house after a day of lodging in a luxurious hotel, paid for by the king. The moment we drove into the compound, a strong wind blew into my ears. The atmosphere changed. I felt a strong pressure within me. I couldn't understand what was happening to me. I felt it was the stress of my journey, or the feeling of being in a king's environment that was taking a toll on me. One of the guards began to lead the way to the entrance. Just as we were about to enter the house, I saw the spirit of 2 little girls standing on each end of the palace. I walked into the palace and saw the king seated on the dining. A table was set. His wife was beside him. 3 of his daughters and a boy whom I suspected to be the prince was also seated. The gathering was like the one I saw in my dream. The gathering of demons. All of a sudden the king stood up and screamed. His hands were wide open like a father about to embrace his son. Speed. I prostrated before him as he approached me. Welcome to my palace. Thank you, my king. He patted my back and asked me to stand up. I stood up as he held my hands. I could feel great power pass through him. The forces behind the king were strong. It was a strong evil, like a pile of hot fire. Of course, I expected to feel such. Kings go through a lot of rituals before they are being crowned. The powers they carry are believed to be the powers of the gods. He led me to the dining himself and offered me a chair to sit down on. My daughter follows your stories so much on Facebook. She says, you have very rare powers. Can you guess which one amongst them? I chuckled and looked at his 3 beautiful daughters. Then I pointed to the only fair one amongst them. This one took the complexion of the queen. I think she is the one. The king looked at me. Speed, is this one of your powers? No, I just guessed. Then the gods are with you. She's the one, my beautiful daughter. I looked at her. She chuckled. Happy birthday. I am really excited to see you and meet you in person. It is my pleasure. The king cleared his throat. So Speed, what powers do you possess? Well, I have the rare ability to see and communicate with ghosts. Spirits, yes. You visit the land of the dead? No, I don't. I only communicate with them here on Earth. So you can't visit the land of the dead. I will need to die first to be able to visit. He laughed. Then you are not like me. I die when I choose to. I visit the land of the dead to pay homage to the gods and the spirit of my ancestors, and I come back. I can communicate with the dead, whose spirits are not here on Earth. That is rare. Yes, it is. That is why I am king, so I can rule over my people and protect them from the evil that befalls them. He sipped his juice and looked at me. So look around. What do you see? I looked around. 3 guards were standing at the corners of the palace, each wielding swords sharp enough to cut off the head of a person with one slice. I see you guards. The king chuckled. Speed, you know what I mean. If you possess the powers you say you possess, to see and communicate with ghosts, tell me what you see. At that moment, my spiritual eyes opened. I saw the dead corpses of 6 elderly women. They were laid flat in the center of the large sitting room. I saw the two young girls I had seen standing outside, suddenly appearing before me and standing behind the king. I saw the faces of the demons heavily armed, dripping blood and standing beside the king. I saw what my eyes could not speak, and just as I was about to open my mouth, the king stopped me. I believe you. You have looked in the exact directions, and I believe you. Say no word. You are gifted. I nodded my head, but fear had already engulfed me. That day after eating and before I left, I wanted to ask the king why the dead corpse of 6 elderly women was buried in the center of the palace. But I swallowed my words and asked him to say me hi to his daughter. He handed me a bunch of money for my transport and made me a transfer. I left in an entourage that drove me down to my hotel room. The next day I returned back to base with pictures of the scary evil I had seen in the king's palace still living in my head. The end. If you want to read more ghost stories, kindly encourage me by subscribing to my channel. My name is Speed. I have the rare ability to see, feel, and communicate with strange beings without any harm.